Athletes can be selected for drug testing either in competition or out of competition. They will be required to provide a sample of their urine, blood, or both for analysis. In-competition testing can be done up to 12 hours before or immediately after an athlete participates in a sporting competition. They can be selected either through random selection based on their finishing position or through target testing. Out-of-competition testing can happen at any time or anywhere. Athletes from the registered testing pool, the group of top-level athletes established by the National Anti-Doping Organization, are required to submit whereabouts information to facilitate out-of-competition testing. After selection for testing, the athlete is notified by a certified doping control officer, DCO, or chaperone. The DCO and chaperone should provide valid identification as well as their letter of authority. The athlete is then required to provide valid identification, sign the notification form, and report to the doping control station immediately. A legitimate request for a delay can be granted for reasons including participation in a medal ceremony, completion of a training session, or finding an interpreter or a representative to assist with the sample collection process. At all times, the DCO or chaperone must ensure that the athlete remains in full view until they are ready to provide their sample. It therefore means the athlete will be shadowed everywhere he or she goes. Upon arrival at the doping control station, the athlete should provide their personal information such as name, address, and telephone number, which is written on the doping control form. If a urine sample is requested, he or she will begin the sample collection process by washing hands with water only. After that, the athlete will be asked to select a sample collection vessel and ensure it is sealed and intact, enter the restroom accompanied by the DCO or chaperone of the same sex, disrobe from mid-torso to knees to provide a clear view of the passing of the urine, and pass at least 90 milliliters of urine into the vessel in full view of the DCO or chaperone. Athletes must keep possession of their urine sample at all times until it is sealed. If the urine sample is less than 90 milliliters, then a partial sample kit must be used. A different partial sample kit will be used to store each sample passed until the volume of urine is equal to or more than 90 milliliters. The athlete will select a partial sample kit, checking to ensure it is intact. Pour the entire urine sample in the partial sample kit, close and seal the kit as instructed by the DCO. The athlete can choose to keep the partial sample or leave it with the DCO. The DCO or chaperone must continue to shadow the athlete until he or she is ready to pass another urine sample. The athlete will then have to select another sample collection vessel and pass urine as he or she did before. When the required volume is reached, all samples will be combined in a new sample collection vessel, beginning with the first partial sample passed. The athlete will then select a urine sample kit. After checking the box containing the kit to ensure it is sealed and intact, they should open and remove its contents: 2 bottles, one labeled A and the other labeled B, as well as 2 plastic bags. Ensure the seals on the bottles have not been broken and that the code numbers on both bottles, the bottle caps as well as those on the box, are the same. Those numbers will also be recorded on the doping control form. Then, as instructed by the DCO, the athlete should pour the urine sample up to the marked line in the bottle labeled B. Then, pour the urine sample up to the marked line in the bottle labeled A. Any remaining urine should be poured up to the shoulder in the bottle labeled A. If there is still more urine, it should be poured into the bottle labeled B, leaving only a small amount in the sample collection vessel. These represent the athlete's A and B samples. The athlete will then close both bottles securely, ensuring there is no leakage. At this point, the DCO can also check to ensure the bottles are securely closed. The athlete will then be instructed to put the bottles in the plastic bags and place them in the box. The plastic bags will then be sealed and the athlete will close the box and hand it over to the DCO. The DCO will use the remaining urine in the sample collection vessel to check for specific gravity and record that information on the doping control form. An additional sample of at least 90 milliliters will be required if the specific gravity does not fall within the normal range. Both samples will be sent to the laboratory for analysis. The athlete will then be required to complete the doping control form by reviewing personal information, revealing any substances, prescription, or over-the-counter medication or supplements they have taken within the last 7 days, writing down any concerns they may have had with the doping control process, reviewing the code information that was recorded, and placing their signature on the form. The athlete will receive a personal copy of the doping control form. The testing authority will retain one, and one copy which does not bear the athlete's personal information will be sent to the laboratory. Modifications to the testing process can be allowed for athletes who are minors as well as those with special needs. For example, minors can choose to have an adult representative present at all times, including when they go to pass their urine, and athletes with physical disabilities like those who use alternate urine collection or drainage systems should remove and drain the existing collection bag so they can give a fresh sample. After the sample is collected, it's packaged and sent to a World Anti-Doping Agency WADA accredited laboratory where the sample is analyzed. For more information, contact the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission at 5-9 South Odeon Avenue. Call 960-7466 or 960-2416. You can also send an email to the Communication and Education Department at comed@jadco.gov.jm. And remember to visit our Facebook and Twitter pages.